Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
You stupid bastard.
That was for me.
Who this?
Got to get it where you can get it, no matter what it is.
All week long.
On our own schedule today, baby. Oops,
Wrong one.
Well, we got a case. Yeah, listen, don't even bother. We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to jump into it. Just, start of a beautiful day here.
At least I got good news. My wife called me right before the show and said, "Hey, we're closing early. I'll be home at 2." I was like, "Good."
Hey, you guys are getting getting even worse than we are. It's a kind of
it has rained so hard here.
Yeah,
so hard.
It's raining, but it's nothing. I mean, we're getting the gusts and it's raining a little bit, but it ain't nowhere near what they called for. That said southeast shift, which basically towards you to make things even worse. Lots of I see they're getting ready for the tornado watches and warnings. That'll be you, I believe.
Yes. That's why they closed the schools. That's why they did everything. And my wife wasn't supposed to be off, but I guess because the prognosis is just a little worse for us this evening. And shut her down.
That southeast shift will do that too. It's good to see everybody. Going to jump around a little bit. As a matter of fact, you said we got is it Manning today?
Yeah, Judge Manning, which we're learning Manning's schedule, protection orders every Friday, like clockwork, all day long.
Which is even better because we had lost out on the previous.
Yeah. So do us a favor, like this video, drop a comment. We would love to hear from you. And by the way, make sure you're there for We Got a Chase today because we're going to have comment of the week. That's right. Something new we're going to start doing. Comment of the week. I thought I had a winner from Facebook, but no, I got a winner. Just came in over good old YouTube's. So make sure you're there for comment of the week.
All right, good to see everybody joining us. Hope you guys are doing good. It is Friday, so we should be happy about that. Dark and gloomy, rainy, windy, but we're here. Internet and power is on, so that's good. Let's jump over to Judge Manning.
That two tenants made a call and said that they called unauthorized and said that there were property damages. So immediately after our TPO hearing, I returned to the property to assess what damages were made because it was stated in the documents, and I submitted them in Dropbox that
if anybody's going to share evidence, you got to share your screen.
Okay, I can do that as well.
Oh, okay, so you already told me what property management said. Tell me what Ms. Lofton directly. What did she do to you? I saw her outside hitting my car. That's what so tell me about that.
Real quick, this lady who is testifying right now, she has a bunch of witnesses. She's had to narrow it down because the judge wasn't going to hear all these witnesses. And she said, my grandma's here. She said, well, it doesn't say grandma on my screen. What's your grandma's name? She said, Johnny Walker. So her grandma's name is Johnny Walker.
No, I don't think that's true.
And her grandfather's name is Michael Hutchinson. Isn't that the guy that died in NXS?
Yeah, I think that is his name, actually.
Star-studded cast over here today.
Okay, I didn't see her outside hitting my car, but the property.
I didn't say you did. I mean, that was like an
But the property in which she lived, that is mine, was severely damaged on 9/13. Well, it was reported on 9/12, but when I assessed it, it was on 9/13.
Hallelujah.
The same day. Call from tomorrow.
Thank you.
Creed,
would you want to run the train today?
So I did not engage in the call.
Is it on there?
Yeah, it's on there. You just got to erase everybody's name just on the rest of it.
Pictures and screenshots of damages that were made to the property. And they named me.
So tell me what she did. I mean, what did you?
She has defamed my character by putting my name on social media and stating that I caused damages to her property.
Looks longer.
And I did not cause damages to her property. She, in fact, made damages to my property, my home. Okay, that was 9/13. I have the screenshots. I have, if you need me to share my screen, I will be
you
glad
got to.
Yeah, please do. It's part of the whole thing
on
here.
9/10, the police were called to my home. The police were called to my home because Tamara gave Amari a firearm to point at
Her name is
my
Tamara?
witness.
Were you there?
I was not present.
Okay, so how do you know that one person gave? That's just what you're thinking, or that's what you heard from somebody else?
Your Honor, my witness can attest to.
Oh, yeah.
What was said and what was.
I want to know what she did to you. So sticking with, as she emailed you, what has she done to you specifically?
She just on the 13th, she just called me and she defamed my character on social media. On the
Defamed
10th,
it. What'd she say? I need evidence.
I was present when the police arrived. I was present and I asked her for the remainder of the rent. She stated that she would pay the remainder of the rent. I also asked them to leave the property. They did not leave the property. So that's the whole thing, is them leaving the property. And like I said, I can't prove that they stole my event materials, but I will say when I was present, when I was present,
Hey, where are the white women
the
at?
materials were there. But then when I returned again on the 13th, my materials were not there. On the 1st of September, Tamara threatened to slap my brother, who also lives in the home, and she also engaged in a partial physical altercation with my sister when I was trying to de-escalate the situation.
This is about you, okay? Because your brother's sister.
But she was putting me in harm's way because I was trying to basically block the fights, if that makes sense. So
no, it makes sense, but I need to know what she did to you. So
she was just being verbally loud and aggressive, and she's known for being verbally loud and aggressive, and I did not feel safe, and that is one of the reasons why I asked them to leave my property.
Hottest chick, hottest man on the screen. Go.
Just defamation, damages to property, and aggressive behavior and threats.
Okay, so what property do you know that she damaged?
Well, she lived in the back room. The door to that room is
I would go right
damaged.
underneath that with Erica. She's got quite the wreck.
Light bulbs in the room were crushed. So that was the room that she lived in. I can't say that she damaged it, but that was the room that she lived in, and that was the room that she was responsible for. So those were the damages that were noted and seen.
When she was called a sir earlier, by the way, she corrected them by saying judge. Just say judge.
Directly to you.
Okay, so on 9/13,
Judge Sir
Ms. Powell actually made a TikTok post after the TPO
not
hearing,
TikTok,
stating my name. I'm not going to mention all the other names, but she stated my name and my occupation. Due to the fact that she stated my name and my occupation on that TikTok post, I was contacted by my supervisor at my job regarding a situation that she said occurred. She accused me of damaging property, even though she was the one that damaged my property. And she put up there my full name and my occupation. And due to that fact, I was placed on a temporary suspension from my job until this is blown over, until everything gets settled, because
is that how it works now, Creed?
So she defamed my character. She also has made several threats on Instagram alluding
Zuko,
to
choo choo, thank you.
Me.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
There we go. All right. Let me get a couple questions. They will seem kind of weird, but how do you know it was her that posted it?
It's on her Instagram, and it's her picture. It's her.
All right. So you know that to be her Instagram page.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to share those Instagram?
Carol, thank you.
Posts?
Sorry, guys. I'm
Your screen.
Hallelujah.
Yes, I can give you a date. Just a second.
And Bigfoot. My God.
That's okay.
Yes,
I know. No, that's okay. It's not even that. It's just I'm ugly like my dad. But I'm smart like my mom.
Okay, let
Aw.
me get these pictures open.
Please do. I like pictures.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
the
it's
date?
going to happen one day. We're going to see something we're not
Um,
supposed to.
Oh,
I
you
believe
know
that
it.
this date when she made the threats about killing was on the 10th
Killing.
of September. All of this has happened in September, Your Honor.
Okay.
Just a second. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Take your time. We got all day.
Yeah, this courtroom's going nowhere.
I just
Fast.
got them organized in the
You're here. Don't worry about that. I mean, TikTok. Who knew you could get in trouble for somebody saying your name on TikTok? Hope nobody reports us, Creed. I hate for the boss to come down hard on us.
You can buy those blue check marks. Pretty interesting little rabbit hole if you ever want to learn how they get them on Instagram. These people, you pay these people a lot of money, and they basically make you a like a SoundCloud rapper, if you will, or a music artist.
Nice.
And then they submit all these fake these fake news articles.
Here we go. So
you
I'm
can
gonna share
buy.
my screen.
All right.
And
these are
that's how they
posts from
legitimize it.
Instagram.
Anyways,
These are posts from Instagram.
Well, we've got news articles that were done on us back in the day. Can we get one of those?
well, that would help.
So
All
as
right.
you can see,
Wicked West,
this is
baby.
Amari Powell. You can see her face, and it has her name, Amari Olivia. And she said, "I'll have y'all in the grave buried just like your bitch ass daddy. Wicked West
Oh.
Side baby, dead ass niggas." So
Whoa!
Oh, hey, that's
she
the
knows that my
N-word.
father is deceased because she's my sister. But she was alluding
Called her
to
something
killing
else too,
us.
Chris.
This was the same day that she had pulled out a firearm on my sister and my brother.
So Miss Powell is your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
What else?
Okay. She also
She's her
harassed
sister?
my niece, but I mean she's a baby, and this is what she put up on Instagram of a baby.
Oh no.
She said, "Look at your baby, looks like a sucked off M&M, born old. Y'all folks stop playing with me. You have nothing, literally. Play with me, ugly ass." And you can see what she has said about
Gullum.
a child, a baby.
No,
that's what
else did she say about you?
One second.
Your sister's a bitch.
I had these all organized, but one second.
We are not on TikTok, thankfully.
Yes. It'd have our faces up there and the exact same things. Mikey looks like a sucked off M&M.
Listen, you
Big
don't bring the kids into it. You just
Yeah, come
don't.
on, man.
You just don't.
Okay.
Innocent victims.
Well, these are not the things that Amari said, but I do have some that Miss Lofton said as well.
Good God.
Well, so
oh, here we go. Here is the TikTok post where she had defamed my character. I'm gonna resume sharing.
who is she?
Oh, there's a lot
This
wrote
is
here.
when Amari,
Okay.
she provided details of what happened. But she said that the home was broken into, untrue. And they had granted a TPO on them. They destroyed over 4 TVs, computers, iPad. They stole all of my shoes and clothing. They poured seasonings, pickle juice, vinegar, nail remover, and other things. My own sister and my mom did this. Their names are Janiyah Rayvon Paris, and I think I have more of the
Wow. Where's the police
more of the
report?
post here.
Why
Their
is it
names
not?
are Janiyah Rayvon Paris. She's a social worker. Genesis Amir Beckley, and my own mother. Their
Ooh,
brother,
Creed.
King Walker. The police didn't do anything about it. They're the ones that let them in the home and destroyed everything. So she made false accusations and defamed my character because
You've shown
I don't
enough.
even know what.
So tell me something. Tell me how. the post. that
Judge
you-
Manning in
no,
free
George,
time
that
likes to
you
go
put
down
you in
and
fear for your safety.
cut down
Do you
large
feel
trees
harassment,
and tote them out
intimidated,
of the
or
woods.
fear for your safety?
Judge Manning is
Well,
a badass.
that's messing with my livelihood because this is TikTok. It's a social media platform, and other people have access to TikTok, including my employer. And someone from my job did see this TikTok post, and that's how it affected me being able to work.
Okay, so listen to me one more time.
Why's your sister got
Does
jars of
this
pickle juice
make
sitting
you feel
around?
harassed, intimidated, or in fear for your safety? You feel fear for your safety?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, because I don't know who could be coming after me regarding this post.
Okay. Anything else about now, Miss Lofton? Is that a relative too?
Yes, Your Honor, that is my cousin.
Okay, is there anything else about her that's because you only mentioned that you know that she
I'd
did
say-
directly?
A family affair.
Yes, she also put a post defaming my character here, and she said, "Look what King, Janiyah, and Genesis did." So, like you said, that I can't
Broke the
mention what
TV.
other people can
That's
do,
as
but
bad as
Ms. Lofton
saying shit
has
about your
a
kid.
gang of people who have made threats.
Wouldn't
on
she be
her
Queen
behalf. But
Janiyah?
like you said, I can't use that. That's not admissible. But due to these posts that she's made, I've gotten several different threats from different.
Tell me how many threats that Miss Lofton herself has posted directly at you.
I thought she had put Jesus
She
did it
has
at
not
first.
made any direct threats, only defamation.
Okay, all right. Miss Lofton, I'll hear from you.
Okay, Your Honor.
This ought to be good.
Janiyah, she didn't stay in the home with us. The home that she put down as the address, she's a resident of Cherokee County. She's not a resident of Fulton County.
Here comes
So
the
when you
ties
rented
again.
the TPO, you guys had the sheriffs come and put me and Amari out the house. Me and Amari been at 2811 Marco Drive since
I wish.
February, which we have our cash out receipt. I have everything
House is-
showing that Janiyah have
Whose
not been
house
in the
is it?
house.
Whose
It's
house
not
is
with
it?
not-
receipts for Cash App.
It's a property, Caliber's properties.
It's my
It's
house.
their house. She
What?
subleased the house to us
Okay, so
since
all
March.
of that- so all of that is in dispossessory court. But Miss Lofton, you just helped yourself out because you had said in your petitions that you tried to get against her that she lived in Fulton County. So that would have been dismissed
No.
anyway.
I
So-
said she stay in Cherokee County.
What's the difference?
When she did the TPO, we couldn't get our TPO served because she has it on the paperwork as if she stays with us, as if she was in the house with us when everything was going on. Janiyah pulled up
But
to the
in
house.
here, in your petition, you put that she lived in Fulton County. So moving
The
on.
lady told us
Anything-
to put the last known address, Judge Manning.
Do you have anything in response to what she said about you?
Yeah. I don't know who's been threatening her. I don't have no idea what she's talking about. On the 13th, I did not call her. After you gave us our TPO, the granted the TPOs, I didn't call her. I didn't have nothing to say to her. I didn't ever have a problem with my cousin Janiyah. Even when she make posts on social media, I tell her she's beautiful. Like there's no threats towards her or anything. Towards the damages done to the house, her brother did all those damages to the house. And after you gave us the TPO, we returned back to the home. When we got to the home, there was a light coming from the back of the door. There was an odor at first that hit us when we walked through the door.
Was
So
it pickle
when we
juice?
walked further in the house, there was a light, which should
Thank you,
have
Dad.
been the light coming through the door because we had our doors
Hallelujah.
closed and locked. There are
Yeah,
keys. We have a
hallelujah.
key on our door to open the door to our bedroom. So when we got there, the doors are wide open. I had an 80-inch television, a 65-inch, a 45-inch. Everything is destroyed.
I want a
when we called the
65-inch
cops, told us
TV.
basically
Yeah.
that we were
She
just
flexing.
playing games. He thought that
Yeah.
we done it. I asked him to call his sergeant, and when the sergeant came out and they ran everything back, the lady next door came out and told the police
Miss
officer-
Lofton, Miss Lofton, Miss
Yes.
Lofton. So you're arguing the petition against her.
Any chance the two iPhones are in the same room?
Okay.
And I'm not considering that.
Okay. Well, everything she
Look at them
said
red walls.
is not the truth.
Okay, all right. Ms. Powell, let me hear from you.
Hey, how you doing? So, the incidents that I actually have evidence of the before and after of the damages that they have done. On September 1st, that's when initially
Again,
everything.
Ms. Powell. Again, Ms. Powell, you didn't show up. So what do you have to say in response to the allegations she's made against you? I mean, like there's
I never pulled out a firearm on anybody. I actually was armed myself due to the stranger that was in my home, and her brother actually waved a gun at me in the home with his girlfriend, and that's when I proceeded to start recording because I was home alone. And
Please.
Janaya, Miss Paris, she didn't get there to the home until the police was there. So when she pulled up, the police was there, and the police was asking for somebody to leave the property, and they say it don't matter who, but her brother ended up leaving because he's the one who came in the home being disruptive. And also on September 1st, Miss Paris also, after she destroyed my room, she tried to come back in my room to try to put up the things that she destroyed. And then not only that, we have
tried to clean up.
have evidence of where they
Nice verb.
was described to what the damages was done. And like my cousin said, we have locks that you have to put in our doors to even get in our home. And the way that our rooms was destroyed, the whole door was kicked into, and it has a big body print and a footprint inside the home.
Right. So
And the police did nothing.
here's what I'm going to do.
Mikey, polices.
I'm sorry,
Ms. Lofton,
police did nothing.
I mean, Ms. Paris, you didn't meet your Miss Lofton, so that one's going to be dismissed. Unfortunately, you mentioned the gun officers are lying, and there's
pew judge
things, sisters. Y'all probably make up soon, but if she came there and you were there, pulled out a gun, we'll put that in place for 6 months. So, Mom, you and Mom both live at that house, right, Miss Paris, or y'all?
Well,
No.
I have been residing with my parents because I did not feel safe in the home.
She
would
haven't
say
been there,
so.
Your Honor.
Judge, she hasn't
Me,
stayed
Omari,
there
and King's
in
been
over
staying
a
in the
year.
home.
Miss
I
Lofton,
stated that. I just
I don't
stated
even
that.
need to talk to you, Miss Pikey.
Miss Paris stays in
Here's
Kenton,
what we're going to
Georgia.
do.
So
If you
when we
will
was
put your,
filing-
everybody will put your emails in the chat. I have made my decision, and we will email you copies of the
6
order.
months.
Thank you, Your
Please.
Honor.
Ooh.
All right, which put
Creed,
your
I
emails in the
take
chat.
back my
Y'all
thing.
can
Yeah,
leave
you're
the
right.
meeting. All right, Miss Greason, Miss Greason, excuse me, Miss Blackman.
That's not
And
racist.
Nola and Nakaya here are in the same place. She just left out of the room, the red room, and stepped out into
I
here.
got if folks here, if the three of you can raise your right hand.
Yeah, because it looked like she was in a video store. or
So
whatever,
that
Yeah,
right?
and they're both chewing gum, if you
I
notice.
swear for testimony
Oh, yeah,
about
they
you is
are.
the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Yes.
I wonder if
Yeah,
anybody else.
thank you, ma'am. I just need to hear from
Miss Greason,
Miss Black.
yes or no?
She's outside. The Wi-Fi's a little shaky. They're both.
You have to
using
take yourself off mute.
Oh, this might be good then.
Find
Yeah.
that microphone
Yeah.
so that you can.
That mama in the middle here, you think? T?
No.
You have to hit that microphone.
No
so
relation
you
to RT.
to even be able to go forward.
no.
Hello.
There you go. Can I get a yes from you?
Yes.
I get a
Okay,
hell yeah.
All right.
I get a
Let's
lot.
see, Miss Greason, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, I have Miss Blair. She's my grandmother. She's actually
grandma.
with us right now.
I was close.
All right. Let's
were.
see. She's on here. Okay. And Miss Kinder, do you have any witnesses?
Oh, the gum's so annoying now.
No.
You can't
All
even see it.
And Miss Blackman, do you have any witnesses?
No.
Okay.
You're,
All right.
you're
so,
echoing onto her phone.
Miss Blair, I'm going to put you in the waiting room. Okay. So you can't hear any testimony. So just hang out in there. Okay. All right. All right. So we'll start with Miss Greason. So tell me, just like what happened, tell me what happened directly. Now, what Miss Kinder did directly to you. Start with the most recent event, work backwards, and then tell me what Miss Blackman did direct specifically to you, not somebody else. Don't give me the hearsay, and tell me what's going on. And then you got to, Miss Grace, if you can, kind of
Okay.
give me a date.
This is a
best you
thrumple
can.
order.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I would say the most recent with Miss Kinder, it also occurred at the same time with Mrs. Blackman, was September 12th of 2022. Actually, this month. She
So-
was called
it's a-
by Miss Blackman.
Talk
Can you,
slowly.
in fact, since they're both like two she's, could you just make sure, you say Blackman or Kinder, so I know
Blackman.
which one you're talking about?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Understandable. So Miss Kinder was called by Miss Blackman.
after an assault that occurred, to, I guess, come to the location where the assault had occurred, to, I believe, to come fight me, as she was coming to prepare to seem like she wanted to fight me as well. But luckily that did not happen because police arrived at the scene beforehand. But
Yeah,
in February 1st,
wrapping her hand
Oh,
up.
yeah, gotcha.
my grandma can witness to that, Miss Blair. As she was on
Vaseline
the
ready
phone with
around
them
the
at the time. She has
eyebrows.
threatened me twice to, of course, beat me up.
Now,
And she is also the auntie of my child as well. And she
is this Miss
also has
Blackman or
the day after.
Blackman
The
or
aunt?
Kendra?
This
Which
is
one?
Miss Kinder.
Okay, Kendra. Okay.
Kinder.
Okay.
Heir to the
And
Kinder
I do
egg
have proof
fortune.
I do have the letters, of course. I didn't know
Which
if
one's
I did
Kinder
that,
and
but it was by my grandma,
Blackman?
and it was notarized. But
Kinder's
since
the
she's here,
hot
she
one, of
can speak on
course.
that as well, of what she stated on the phone.
Black
and I
man
was
is
not
the
on
one
phone,
above
but my
her.
grandma was, as they called her.
Kinder got a surprise.
I will inform. That's all when it comes to Miss Kinder. She did, of course, come to my mother's home where I stayed at the time in February after she had threatened me. So I do have a video of a ring of her approaching the home and coming in. Of course, nothing happened at that time, but the threats is what I'm mainly concerned on, as well as her pulling up to the altercation to try and fight me physically as well.
All right. So tell me this.
So I didn't.
What were the threats that Miss Kinder directed at you?
It's just constantly saying she's going to beat me up, but it's based off of information. Like, I do have a formal hearing, a current hearing going on with her brother as well as
DeCaris?
Blackman's son,
Okay.
whom is the father of my child. So
Right, but I
that's
just want
what's
to know
going on
about
right now.
what Miss Kinder did specifically to you.
She's constantly been on the phone to my grandma saying that she's going to beat me up. And then she pulled up to the scene where an altercation has occurred.
No.
Okay.
So my
Did
grandma,
you-
like I said, my grandma can testify
Okay,
for
yeah,
the threats
I'll ask
that
your
were on
grandma.
the phone. But she was on the
I'm
phone.
gonna ask your grandma.
Mhm.
What has what has Miss Kinder said directly to you?
Nothing.
There's nothing
Yeah.
direct.
Be quiet.
I'm gonna put you back on mute, because you can't be Miss Grayson. What has Miss Kinder said directly to you?
Nothing directly, everything directly to my grandmother. Yeah.
Okay, so you keep talking about an assault. So who was in this fight outside
Michael?
of your house?
It was at a corner store during the visitation drop off
Okay, so
with Miss Blackman.
all right, so and Miss Kinder showed up too.
Yes, she was called by Miss Blackman.
All right, and when
FaceTime.
she showed up, what did she do?
She got there, but luckily the police got there in time, but she was coming to fight me as well.
All right, and Miss Kinder, what's the relationship? One more time,
She is my child's aunt. I would
okay.
say,
All right.
and her daughter, Miss Blackman's daughter.
All right. So who is Miss? Tell me what happened between you and Miss Blackman, and specifically what she
I'm
did.
still confused on that family
Okay,
dynamic.
so recently on September 12th of 2022, during a visitation drop-off that we have in order with her son, which is the child of my father, she has proceeded to get out her car, which she is really not supposed to have any contact with me, as it was told by the judge that she is not supposed to communicate with me. She has got out in her car, brought up case information, and decided to grab my hair, pull me, and I do have evidence of scratches and marks that were left on me after the fact.
Let's see it.
I was
All right, hold on.
begging for witnesses to, I'm sorry?
Right. Okay. So hold on. So tell me where it says that she's not supposed to have contact with you.
So I have it by judge. It's the Judge Kale, Senior Kale in Cobb County, but it was said in court by
Who?
the judge to our lawyers.
Is Amber just
Is
And so
this
I asked my
puke into a
I'm
napkin?
sorry, go
so?
ahead.
Is she like that third party exchange because you and the child's y'all don't get along, you and the father, so auntie or grandma or somebody has to go there to do the exchange?
So she's there because the father doesn't have transportation. She's his transportation.
Okay, but is it also part of it that are you and the father not supposed to have contact?
No, we are. Me and the family are not.
Okay.
Only
all
me
right.
and him. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right. So is that
And
it
I
for
have
Miss?
stated that to Ms. Blackman as well,
All
constantly,
right.
over
Is
a
there
period of months.
is there anything that you want to share your screen?
I can share the evidence of the marks, as well as the call that she called me in April when I told her, and as I don't have the evidence for June,
Good to see you,
but I
Vijit.
informed her that she's not supposed to talk to me and we're not supposed to communicate. So let me get these photos. How do I share this screen?
So wait, what do you have to share with me that you know that from Miss Blackman?
I can show the evidence of the physical assault so that you can see that. And then I
Okay,
can show
tell me
the
what
evidence.
she did. Tell me what she did to you to
Sad
physically
to hear
assault
her
you. And when
baby
did that
daddy
happen?
doesn't even have a car. I'm
This
sure he's
happened
paying
September
great
12th,
child support.
2022.
So how did she physically assault you? What did she do?
She grabbed my hair, she choked me and pinned me down on the ground, and constantly kept choking me. She eventually released. So I have scratches on my face. Obviously, they're still here, little dots. And then I have a scratch on my hand as well, and on my arm.
All right, so
Close that mouth.
tell me.
She ruined it for me.
Go ahead and share the screen. Was anybody arrested that day?
No, they weren't. I do have the police report as well, but I don't have it in my phone, but I have it physically.
All right, go ahead and show me. You have some sort of evidence. Go ahead and show it to me.
Okay.
Bring it on.
While they do that, don't forget coming up 4:05 East, 105 Pacific time. We got a chase. Not Florida Friday today. They deserve a break today.
We're gonna let them go
Able
today.
to see my screen? Are you able to see it?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, go to view album recents.
So these are the scratches that she's left on me.
Slow down.
Way too fast.
You
And
sure that's
this
just
is
not
the scratch
ringworm?
where it came down here on my neck to where she started to choke. And these are just simpler pictures, so if you can't see them. And this is evidence from my grandmother right here. If you
Oh,
would like to
I'll
see
let your
some more of
grandma
that.
testify. So that's fine.
Okay.
There's is that a video down there?
This is the video of them coming in the day after, where she sat there and threatened me where she wasn't supposed to.
Is
Sorry,
there
it happened March 7th. My apologies.
Audio?
That's okay. Is there when that's in March? Is there
Yes.
sound to that? Or it looks like they're going inside. Did you let them in?
My grandma did. So my grandma never met her, Nakaya Kinder. She just heard her voice. This was her first time meeting her. So when she came in, my grandma didn't even know that was the girl that threatened me. But
Okay.
my grandma, like I said, can testify to that information.
All right.
But this is a video when they came to the home. And then I do have, let me see what happened. I'm sorry.
Ring cameras are so handy.
Real quick, same damn bag today, Judge Boyd.
And dead flowers. She need to get her boy toy on it.
Oh, go in that Snapchat folder. Let's see what you got there.
What if we got? Godspeed, something down there. What's that one? It says OnlyFans. Click on it.
I do have a picture of her of 2 calls where she called me in April as well. And she, like I said, she's known that she's not supposed to speak with me.
I mean,
But
that
I
was
do have 2
something
calls
that you
of that
said-
as well.
That's something you say Judge Kell said in open court, but there's nothing in writing signed by a judge, right?
No, just open.
Okay, all right. So let me get to, I'm gonna get, let me get, if the other 2 ladies will just hold on, let me get Miss Grandma in here so she can get back to her day.
She
okay?
is just sexy for court.
I was kind of hoping that Erica would go back
I'll say
inside.
she's joining.
They would put 2 and 2 together. It's not legal for them to be like, you can't, they're not supposed to be in the same residence.
Look,
Well, see,
do you
Nola
mind taking
and
yourself
what's her
off mute
name
for
are the
me?
ones that are together, I'm guessing. They were the ones that showed up at her house, but they're there at the same place.
All right, man. Can you raise your right
Not
hand?
at
You swear
Erica's.
affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just tell me directly what let's start with Miss Kinder. So what have Miss Kinder said to you specifically about Miss Greason, and when did she say it most recently?
Most recently, that's the daughter. It was on February the 1st. She's in the car with her mom and I think her little sister and her daughter. And her brother was in the doctor with my daughter and their daughter. And their brother got escorted out by security because there was a whole lot of mess going on in there. So they escorted him out. Okay. When he got to the car, they called me. And they called me 3 times because, you know, I write stuff down.
So when you say they talk about Miss Kinder, right?
What do you mean they?
Her mom, Miss Blackman, called me on her cell
Hold
phone.
on 1 second. I need to know what Miss Kinder said to you directly. Start with Miss Kinder about Miss Greason.
Okay, she said on that day that she was
Look at her
tired of my
face. Look at this girl's
granddaughter,
face.
and she did not understand why my granddaughter had a baby by her brother, and that she was gonna fuck her up. She was gonna beat her ass, and she was tired of her, and she was gonna find her and come on her.
What? Come on or what?
What a place to end that.
Come on her, Creed.
Wow. And just when Granny's mouth was getting so
She was getting so nasty.
Mic drop is right.
What's she gonna come on? For God's sakes, we need to know.
Damn.
What do you think she came on, Creed?
Property.
That's what I thought. Front porch, maybe. Back porch, maybe on a good night.
That's what I was thinking.
Damn it. Well, if that comes back, I'll jump to it. Meanwhile, I guess we'll go over here to good to see Licking. I guess we'll head to that.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's actually a trial. I've been watching.
Oh, it's a trial.
Yeah, there's the trooper just got there, and there's a man sitting, in the I'm a drunk spot. That seems to be, you know what I mean? I mean, it could be about their dog. I don't know.
In the drunk spot. We'll put it on real quick and see what's going on. He's in the drunk spot. I like that.
Well, if we've seen any
The
that aren't,
drunks.
you know what I mean? Like every one of them has been
Not a single murderer in the whole lot, Creed. I'm very disappointed as well. What's up,
Ragu
monkey?
Hope your
family and you are doing well.
I saw some streams this morning. You wouldn't have any clue that there was even a slight thunderstorm at Disney.
Nice.
Everybody, all the Disney streamers back at it this morning when they opened for Rope Drop, and I mean, there's not even a leaf. You can't even find a damn leaf.
And also successfully complete a parenting skills classes directed by the Adult Probation Department. That being said, the fine will be $375. It'll be a 1-year license suspension. That'll be effective from the date of the citation. It will be necessary if he wishes to continue to enjoy limited driving privilege to submit a new application in light of the conviction being entered here today. That being said,
definitely
Mr.
in the
Andrews,
drunk
do you have any
position.
additional questions?
No, sir.
Anything further, Mr. Miranda?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Davis?
No, thank you.
All right. Very
Mr.
well.
Lambda Lambda Lim. If he cuts us, I'm gonna be mad after I took the time to come over here. He's gonna piece me off. You better start calling people out of that crowd.
Yep.
Can you order me a sausage biscuit?
All right. Next
Hold
up,
the
we
biscuit.
have Arturo Gonzalez.
There we go.
Speaking of biscuits, your life is going to change tonight. Today, 6 o'clock. Members East.
Members East, and then there'll be a members West. I mean, that's how we do it.
because it's like we're a real
This is case
cable
number
channel.
22 TRD
Production crew.
03491, State of Ohio versus Arturo Gonzalez. And you're Mr. Gonzalez, sir. And the record should reflect that he's here in the courtroom, and he's here with his counsel, Mr. Sweeney. We have Ms. Davison here on behalf of the state of Ohio. The defendant is charged with failure to stop.
That's good.
Or yield at a stop sign. And I believe we're scheduled for trial. Are we not, Ms. Davison?
Yes, we are.
And is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Sweeney, is the defendant ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Please call your first witness.
The state will call Trooper Everett.
Trooper, please come forward and be sworn.
We'll go with that.
Step up on the witness platform and then turn face me and raise your right hand.
Troopers coming in.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony that
I'd
you're
like to
about
think
give
it's
in this matter will be
Noodles.
the truth, the whole truth, and
Noodles. David Noodles stands for it. Love it.
for purposes of the record, please state your full name and spell your last name.
Neil Everett, Everett.
Uh,
3855
dick.
Outdoor
Was-
Road, Granville, Ohio. 4.
Why was he looking at his hands just then?
Granville
Did you see
Post.
that?
Ms. Davison, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Trooper Everett, how long have you been employed with the Ohio State High Patrol?
8 years.
And I hate to ask you how many years you've been employed at the Granville Post. Were you working on May 3rd of this year?
Yes.
And what shift were you working that day?
I was working the afternoon shift.
careful.
Does that include around the 8
Man, be
8:30
careful.
time?
Correct.
On that day during your shift, what were your primary job duties?
Enforcement of the traffic laws of the state of Ohio.
Okay. When you were on your shift that day, did you have a uniform on such as the one you're wearing today?
Yes.
And during your shift that day, were you driving a marked working patrol car with visible light on?
I was.
Now,
On that day, I'm going to draw your attention to approximately 8:30 p.m. At that point in time, what were you doing?
Behind the
I was
billboard.
sitting stationary on State Route 310 near milepost 10, which would be just south of State Route 161.
And you said at one point you were sitting stationary there. Did you have a certain reason why you were in that location?
I was checking traffic coming off of 161, the exit ramp to get onto 310.
I was very
There's a stop
tired. I
sign
needed a
there.
nap.
It's not for traffic coming southbound. There's a rise there, and a lot of traffic can't see. When you get off, you can't see the traffic all that well. So
From behind the billboard?
Crash
Yeah.
prevention, we work that to make sure people stop so that no crashes happen.
Okay. So it's fair to say you were watching the stop sign on the exit ramp.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, in that area, is that Jersey Township, Licking County, Ohio?
It is.
Now, you said that you were stationary, but what first drew your attention to the defendant's vehicle?
From where I'm stopped, I could see the vehicle coming,
He's
coming
terrible.
up to the stop sign, and
Life is back to normal.
Theme park pigeon just hanging out in front of Sloppy Joe's.
Consider
Where's
a complete
Spider-Man?
Stop at a stop sign.
what I like to look at is the tires. When the tires, you look at the rim, and when it stops moving, that's when the vehicles come to complete stop.
Okay.
He looks at their rims.
Now,
Make sure
in
they've
your
stopped.
cruiser that day, did you have any recording capabilities?
I did.
What did you have?
I have body camera and a camera that is also in the vehicle.
Okay. And is
Got
that
an
affixed
iPhone
to the
9.
windshield?
That is correct.
Okay. And to your knowledge, was
Yeah.
there a video recording? made
Mongo's
of this
dad in the
incident?
house.
There was.
Okay.
Walks just like him.
Now I'm going to start playing what's been marked as Stakes Exhibit number 1.
Ha! Good point, Lolo.
Don't make me tell you twice.
And I see the reflection, but the monitor is on before you, correct? You can see the monitor.
yes.
Okay.
Judge Stansbury's afraid of the dark.
Okay. Can you tell us what we see right now?
Light the candle.
So you're looking, this would be current road we're on is State Route 310, and we're looking northbound. And right in front of us would be the exit ramp for State Route 161.
Okay. And what vehicle is now at the stop sign that you can see?
If Creed was a judge,
it
the
would
courtroom
be
would look
the,
like this all the time. Wouldn't matter if it was
box truck.
watching a
And is
movie or
that the
not.
defendant's vehicle?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Back that up, please.
I'm sorry.
Back that thing up, girl.
Stansbury's like, he stopped. Case dismissed.
I was thinking live on patrol is going to be pretty interesting. You know, they got Columbia and down at Charleston.
Now, Trooper Everett,
Yeah.
when we were watching that, did you see the defendant stop at the stop sign?
I did not.
Okay. Then we see your car turn around. What are you doing now?
At this time, I'm going to catch up to the defendant. I radio in the license plate, and then I will activate my overhead lights.
Okay. And I'm assuming that
Is he a
that's when you're
trooper? I mean,
initiating
most of the
traffic
troopers are pretty good on the stand. He's not that good.
I thought he had a real mean look, like he was a dickhead but he doesn't seem like that. I guess that's just my initial
Your
voice
knee
sound.
jerk.
He looks a little bit like an actor, and I'm trying to think what his name.
Okay. Do you know where the vehicle in your cruiser actually stopped?
That wasn't us.
Stop itself.
South of the intersection, probably about half a mile, there is a gravel pull off, and he pulled into there to get off the roadway.
Okay.
Wow.
You didn't have any problem with him pulling over or anything like that.
That was a tone, like a frequency that we shouldn't hear.
Section
Houston ranks Rick
Why
Kirby.
is it so loud?
Illinois is temporary. 975 Adam 727. 975 Adam 727 Illinois.
How you doing, officer?
There's a stop sign back there, man.
I realized I kind of rolled that stop sign. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're supposed to stop those things.
Yeah, I'm finishing up my day. I got 2 hours left, and I'm just trying to get to the Flying J and get to sleep. I'm a little tired.
Okay. You got your license, registration, insurance on you.
I do.
What do you do?
I'm sorry?
What do you do?
Driver.
Well, you deliver, you
I just delivered like less than 5-10 minutes ago. Now I'm heading to
who do you deliver for?
EAU Logistics.
I don't know what they deliver. I never heard of them before.
Oh no, every load is different. It's not one commodity. It's
okay. I didn't know if it was like Lowe's or Home Depot.
Oh, no, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Anything and anywhere we can get a load, basically.
Okay.
Now, Trooper Everett, we can see you talking to the defendant. Did you explain to him why you initiated a traffic stop?
We can.
Told him that he ran the stop sign, and he said there that he kind of rolled it.
Okay. And would you agree with that statement that he kind of rolled it?
Damn it. Okay.
The rule at the stop sign is you're supposed to come to a complete stop, and he didn't come to a complete stop.
Now, I see you asked him for some identification, things like that.
License, registration, proof, insurance.
And did he provide that to you?
He did.
Okay. And looking at that information, is that when he became known to you as Arturo Gonzalez?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Gonzalez in the courtroom?
You see it over here wearing a blue button-up shirt.
Now, after you spoke to Mr. Gonzalez, did you issue any traffic citations with regard to this incident?
I cited him for failure to stop at a stop sign.
And the portion of the videos that we have watched today, do those appear to be true and accurate depictions of what you did and saw?
Are we
that
here
day?
over that? There's no way, right?
Was he maybe a
Before I turn things
CDL
over for
driver?
examination, the record should
Or had a
reflect that
CDL
the
license?
Video was stopped
Mm.
at the 2-minute and 51-second mark. Mr. Sweeney, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Trooper Everett, did you write the citation in this matter?
I did.
And I assume you've been trained as to how to properly write a citation.
Yes.
They call that the California
check
roll
certain
here.
boxes that fit certain offenses.
I don't know why.
Certain conditions.
Yes.
Do you remember writing the ticket in this case?
Yes.
And at this point, it would have been almost 5 months ago.
I believe so.
There's got to be more to
How
it,
would you
right?
describe the condition of the pavement that day.
It can't be
I
right.
have to refresh my mind by looking at this certain boxes.
Your Honor, if I can approach.
Farmer Chad, thank you for taking part in $5 Friday.
Oh no, he's balding.
Just
That's
like-
embarrassing.
That's a couple of hotties there.
Says here that
Judge Stansbury's finishing
it was
his
rainy and
Michael
wet.
Crichton
If
collection.
you don't mind me asking, why did you check both of those boxes?
It was an error on my part.
Oh,
at one point
so
in the
you
day,
saying you
it
make
was
mistakes,
probably
do
dry.
you?
And then then as you can see that in the video, it's cloudy. It had rained, and when I went to click the wet box, I didn't unclick the dry box, and that's my mistake.
And as for the next one down, as for visibility, were you aware that you marked both clear and cloudy?
Again, the rain. I didn't unclick the clear box when I went to click cloudy.
And,
You click day and
would you
night,
say that
sir.
it
Which one was it?
outside during when you were at the citation?
No, it had rained just prior to that.
But at no point in any of the video we saw was it raining?
No.
But your citation did mark that it was raining?
Yes.
And it marked that traffic was both moderate and light?
Oh, on 161, I would say it would be moderate. On 310, it was more light.
Oh, good. He
How
has
long would you say it took for you to write this citation?
Between 5 to 10 minutes.
Would you admit that there are mistakes with the citation?
With right there, I would say that there was mistakes, yes.
And what time of day was this at?
Yes.
Evening time,
And when did your shift begin that day?
2 p.
I'm sorry?
2 p.
2 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
2P.
And
Peace.
when was your shift scheduled to end?
10 p.
Okay, is that your normal shift?
Yes.
Did you normally talk
You
this
work 2
way?
p.m. to 10 p.m. most days?
During that time, yes.
Okay. Do you know when you how much sleep you had the night before?
No.
Do you understand how it could cause into question how well you remember the incident based on the errors in the traffic in the ticket?
That's why we also have video to help us remember.
And actually, as to the video,
Really great
you said
question.
that you like to,
I mean-
in terms of looking to determine whether or not someone comes to a complete stop, you like to look at the rims. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that a department policy?
No.
Is there anything, as far as you know, section of
Thank you, Wood Bugger.
11.43 that talks about looking at the rims to determine whether or not someone has stopped?
No, it doesn't say anything about that.
That's just a personal preference?
Correct.
And how far would you say that when Mr. Gonzalez's truck was at the intersection, how far away would you say that you were from his truck?
I think he's got cranked up.
Well,
I'll turn it louder, but as long as I don't put that video, it's all the way up.
Twilight or evening?
It was evening.
Were you able to observe his rims?
Well, at that point, I could easily see that he was definitely did not stop at a stop sign.
Did you see, you before talked about how for you to determine whether or not somebody committed a stop sign violation, you like to look at his rims?
Yes.
Did you see his rims when he was at the stop sign?
I could see his whole vehicle, yes.
And actually, if we could pull up the video, first video again.
Oh Lord, that loud ass video
Be
again.
careful.
The record should reflect it was the body cam footage that the court was referring to as far as the time index.
Turn it in just a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Right here is good.
I have to stop. I have to.
We have to watch the whole
And actually,
thing go
here's
around.
perfect. Here's
I don't know how to rewind.
Can you look at the? Are you able to see the video there?
Yes.
And right there, it looks like the vehicle is about to turn. Correct.
Correct.
And what is in front of Mr. Gonzalez's vehicle?
2 other vehicles.
So you couldn't see the bottom of his vehicle. You really can't see the bottom of his vehicle anyway, can you?
Not at this point.
Look at Mr. Gonzalez's body language. He is frightened as
It's hard
hell.
to say exactly how long he was stopped at the intersection, because for at least several seconds there, your view is obscured by the other 2 vehicles, correct?
My view is obscuring the rims from the other 2 vehicles.
And it's obscuring the entire bottom half of the vehicle, correct?
That is correct.
And you had previously been heading in the opposite direction. Which direction are you heading currently? Which way are you facing at that time?
At this point, it's facing northbound.
Okay. So you had previously turned around. You were previously heading southbound?
Correct.
And you had done a U-turn in the middle of the road?
Correct.
Why did you choose to do a U-turn in the middle of the road?
Because I was going to pull off onto the berm right here.
And at that point in the video where we're at now, it's about, what, 5 seconds?
Yes.
So you had just done a U-turn in the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you're concerned when you're driving to make sure that you're driving safely as well, correct?
Yes.
So you're saying that you had just done a U-turn, just turned around, and you were already able to clearly observe a truck that was by your own admission, several hundred feet away?
Yes.
Even though it was, getting dark out?
Yes.
Get your votes
Even
in.
though by
Is
your
this
own
guy going to get
admission,
off on this ticket?
You can't actually see just but the top part of the truck, correct?
That's answered, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Yes, I can see the top part of the
The court will strike the witness's last.
I think he
answer
messed
because
up when he said that he
Your
looks
next
at
question,
people's
Mr. Sweeney?
rims to see if they stop at stop signs.
Yeah.
I think that's where he really effed himself on that one.
I hate to say it, but I kind of think he's got a little bit of a chance
at
here.
that point, you were obviously heading northbound, and the other vehicle was heading southbound. But again, as you can see there, your view is obscured pretty much whenever my client's vehicle is actually at the intersection. Your view is obscured, correct?
From the bottom portion of it, yes.
And
Hey, kind of wild.
when you say that he, did not stop the stop sign, do you have any estimation as to how fast he was going?
I was not estimating speed. I was checking to see if vehicles would stop at the stop sign. So not estimating the speed at that time.
But again, obviously, you've said that you generally determine. Oh, actually, asked and answered. Were you paying attention to anything else on the road that day?
I was not.
And you had spoken with Mr. Gonzalez after you had pulled him over?
I did speak to him after I pulled him over.
Okay.
Hear me out.
And he did not
Cop
say anything
reminds
to the
me
effect
of.
I just completely blew through
Yes.
it. I didn't see it there.
Yes.
Anything like that?
He did not say.
Oh, Stansbury
those exact
getting into the
words.
candy.
And is there a crosswalk at the stop sign there?
There is not.
Ooh,
And
sap.
is there like
Getting
a
into
stopping
liquor.
marked stop line?
There is a marked stop line.
There is a marked stop line?
Yes.
How far is that from the stop sign?
Well, in the pause video, you can see right here. You can
Maybe
actually
that's it.
see the stop bar. The little white stop bar right there. You can actually see it.
And but you can't see the stop sign, correct?
The stop sign is actually, I believe, hidden by the other sign that is currently right there.
So there's a distance between the stop bar and the stop sign, correct?
There is some distance, yes.
And when you're saying that he did not stop, are you basing that on the stop sign or the stop bar?
Did he just say
basing it on
the
both.
stop sign was obstructed?
Because
Uh-huh.
he did not stop it either.
But if we go back
I
to
didn't
the
see it.
video, your view was obscured by the fact that you were turning around, correct?
Griggsy, we had a 50-50 now
Not-
or what?
My view is not obscured from him being able to stop at either of the stop sign or the stop bar.
Can we go back to the beginning?
That's the big line, right? On the
Yeah,
road?
the big, just the line on the
I
drawn
didn't know
on the
they-
road. That's
I didn't know
the
they
stop
called
bar.
it that. I had no idea.
And you're not supposed to go over it. If you can get a ticket if you stop, but
Yeah.
stop
If we look at
past it.
there, you're saying that the stop bar is right up against the state route.
Correct.
Where is the stop sign?
Stop sign would be, I'd say, roughly around where the passenger tire door area is.
Okay, so this truck, as far as we can tell in the video, has just come into view from your perspective, correct?
Yes.
So if the truck has been stopped at the actual stop sign where the truck is now, we can't tell based on the video, correct? You didn't have any view of his vehicle at that time, did you?
Has to be. That
By
can be
time
the
I
only
turned ar-
thing.
You talking about when I turned around? This is the first view I would have had of the vehicle.
So
Hey,
the first
Courtney.
view you have is he's right there. You don't know if he stopped at the stop sign, do you?
Considering how fast he was going, a big truck is not going to be able to stop at a stop sign, be able to pick up that much speed. So no, he did not stop.
And what is, you said, the size of the truck, correct?
Correct.
Do you know what the truck was carrying?
We talked about it later on. I don't remember
Hi.
what he said he was
So
carrying.
you don't know if it was empty. You don't remember if it was empty or full.
I think so.
Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant.
I think there's more to the story.
Well, he did say that he was inferring or concluding that the truck would not have been able to come to a complete
You
stop.
think
and
maybe
then,
he'll lose his job if he
gain
gets
that amount
the
of speed.
charge? Sticks?
Nominally relevant to that line of inquiry, so I'll overrule the objection. You may continue.
I think that he'll lose
And
his
in
license or
terms
lose his
of
job or
The
something.
horsepower or the engine of the vehicle. Do you know anything about the engine of the vehicle in terms of how fast it can
Yeah,
accelerate?
the cop is a terrible
No,
witness.
I do not.
And based on what's seen in the video, not in terms of any opinion, but just based on what's in the video, can you definitively say, based on what's in the video, that that Mr. Gonzalez's truck was not stopped at that stop sign,
I can definitively say yes. It was not stopped at
Ooh.
the stop sign.
even though you didn't have any?
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
I was thinking that too. I said that pretty early on. I was kind of thinking
I think you hit it with that one.
Because he talked about,
No further
loads
questions.
here and there out of
Any
the
redirect?
warehouse.
Just briefly.
No way we put the defendant on the stand, right? I think it'd be
He
dumb.
seemed very well spoken when he was talking, when the cop was talking to him, and he was being pulled over. So, I mean, I wonder if that's what they were just kind of sidebarring about.
I would think we would
When you're
go
watching
on.
that video, Trooper Everett, do you ever see the defendant's vehicle come to a complete stop?
I did not.
Did you see it come to a complete stop while you were on scene, regardless of what the video shows? Did you ever see it come to a complete stop that day with your eyes?
The only time I saw it come to complete stop, so I pulled him over.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Any recross, Mr. Sweeney?
Just briefly, Honor, when you say a complete stop, is there a difference between a stop and a complete stop?
Complete stop is when the vehicle stops moving.
Okay.
No further questions, Honor.
All right.
Damn
it.
We have no further additional witnesses. We would only ask to admit what's been marked as exhibit number 1, at least the portions that have been shown in the court today.
Any objection, Mr. Sweeney, to the admission of States 1?
I don't think the defendant has
States 1
anything
comes in
to
without objection, and
add.
The state rests. Did the defense wish to call any witnesses?
Honor, if I may.
There is another trooper there with J.D. Harmeyer sitting next to him. I wonder if he has anything to do with this one, or if they got a.
I think there's probably another one behind this one.
Yeah, the defense would not like.
All righty. You can go ahead and eject States 1 if you wouldn't mind.
I was just preparing, Your Honor. Just
You know what that is?
Always be
The
prepared.
dude's-
It's a good idea.
It's
Once
the
you're finished attending to that task, I'll give you an opportunity to make
camera turn on,
Camera.
make that noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think the video
Coming in
speaks for
red
itself.
today.
Christy,
Also
thank
with the
you.
testimony from
And
Trooper
hallelujah.
Everett. Stop. He in fact even said he rolled through it. That's not a stop. If you want to talk about the term roll, that means the circle is still moving and moving and moving. It doesn't mean when you say he says he rolled.
Circle
that he
meaning the wheel.
stops. That is not what that means. It's clear from the video he did not stop either at the stop bar or at the stop sign. He was still traveling at a good speed as you're watching his vehicle go. It doesn't matter how much it weighs or anything like that. He didn't gun it. He didn't do anything of that nature. And like I said, he admitted to it. So we would just ask that you find him guilty.
Yeah, him admitting that he didn't stop.
Mr. Sweeney, would you care to make an argument before the court renders its verdict?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We would ask for the court to render a verdict of not guilty in this case. We do not believe that the state has met its burden of proof that establishing that Mr. Gonzalez violated a violation of Revised Code Section 4511.43 beyond a reasonable doubt. There's been talk about circle moving. I think it's clear from the video that the trooper had no way of viewing the lower portion of my client's vehicle when any turn was made. The trooper had just turned around several hundred feet away from my client's vehicle. I think it's pretty clear that it would have been very difficult for him to have a good view of the incident, good view of the turn at that time. He was, again, several hundred feet away. There were two cars.
Like he is right now from
clearly shown
that
in the
desk.
video
Look
that
how far away
obscured
he is from the
trooper's view,
desk.
so that when my client did make the turn, the trooper was unable to view. Again, there's a lot of talk about the wheels of the circles moving. There was no way for the trooper to determine if those were moving or not, simply because the trooper
Very
couldn't see
serious.
that. Again, we would argue that the state has not met its burden in terms of any statements made by my client. I think we have to take that into context of, again, my client is a resident of Joliet, Illinois. He
Hates your city.
traveling out of state and obviously clearly an unfamiliar area. Obviously, he is pulled over by someone of authority. I would not say that rises to the level of an admission. Further, in terms of the actual code section 4511.43, there's a case, and this is out of the 4th District, 2018, Ohio, 1730 State versus Link.
Do you know
that
him?
does address this code section in particular, and does find that generally the statute is unclear and ambiguous in terms of its wording. We would argue that based on what you can tell in the video, especially.
Are we
given
gonna
the
speak to
distance
his
between the stop
driving
sign and
record?
between the stop sign and the stop bar.
Must be
There is
bad.
certainly a degree of ambiguity here. Based on that and reading of the statute, we would again argue that the state has not met its burden.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. The state obviously has the burden of proof here, and they get one last bite at the apple. Would you care to take a chomp?
No, we'll defer to the court. Thank you.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was the final, most essential command. The video speaks for itself, both in what it depicts and the comments that it captures being made by the defendant and her finding guilty. That being said, I'm going to turn things over to you, Mr. Sweeney, here for a statement on behalf of your defendant. And I'm going to infer, obviously, that this is going to have an adverse effect on his driver's license status and possibly his employment, correct?
That is very true, Your Honor. My client, again, is a commercial driver. He is from the state of Illinois. He did drive 7 hours to be
There it
here
is.
today. He
Commercial
is obviously
driver.
very concerned about the effect that this has on his livelihood.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, you have a right to make a statement before I make any decisions regarding the fine that I'm going to impose here. Is there anything you'd like to say, sir?
Yeah, I would just like to.
I'm a very safe driver.
To have it not be a moving violation because it's how I feed my family, pay my bills.
There you go.
It could adversely affect my job status.
Ms. Davis, did the state wish to hear regarding the matter of sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. This intersection specifically is right. I take this every single day. I stop at that stop sign every single day because I know that the traffic coming over there, you cannot see you. And if you pull out in front of them, and I've seen many people do it, you almost crash and hit the other vehicle.
Oh my God.
We've had several crashes right there. So
I forgot he did say that it was kind of an obstructed.
I don't belittle the fact
Yeah.
that I'm not trying to say this is not important to the defendant because I think it is. But also I treated the defendant like I do everybody. I try to stick to that with regard to all of my traffic cases. But yes, with regard to this intersection specifically, I am one of those people that sometimes suffer from others pulling out in front of me, and I don't want to cause an accident, and that's what I've seen happen there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, the court doesn't have the authority to just sua sponte amend the citation to reflect a non-moving violation. So I can't give you that relief as you've requested here, Mr. Gonzalez. I recognize that the financial penalty the court is going to impose, which is going to be nominal, isn't the issue here. I'm not sure whether you and Mr. Sweeney have discussed the issue of the interstate compact and what effect, whether or not the state of Illinois assesses points as a result of out-of-state convictions. I think some states do assess points according to their own structure. Other states just don't even assess the points regardless. I don't know what Illinois is, but that's obviously something you're going to want to look into. The thing that's frustrating for me is, in circumstances of this nature, if a person is dependent upon a clean driving record, avoiding convictions in order to avoid any type of negative impact on their employment, the court's opinion is that it would behoove that individual to be extra vigilant and extra careful that they don't commit a violation. Unfortunately, in this particular instance, you just kind of roll through the stop, and it is what it is on there. There wasn't almost an accident in this case. I'm sure you have an otherwise fine driving record, and that you. I appreciate the fact that you came as far as you did here today in order to contest the ticket, as is your right. But at the same time, the law is pretty rigid under these circumstances. So I'm going to impose a $25 fine and court costs. You did show your proof of insurance. You do have a right to appeal my decision finding you guilty, as well as the sentence that I've imposed here today. You have a right to file a notice of appeal within 30 days of today's date, which is the deadline. You have a right to obtain a transcript of our trial, which is also necessary to pursue an appeal. And you have a right to retain counsel if you like in order to represent you on the appeal.
Thank you, Dave. Hallelujah.
This carries no jail time. You're not eligible to ask for the transcript at no cost. And you're not eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel, but as you know, you can retain counsel if you wish. But that being said, Mr. Gonzalez, I certainly hope this doesn't adversely affect your employment. Is there anything? Do you have any questions today, sir?
And he genuinely means that too. He's not just blowing smoke.
I know the case is a little older. In terms of the court costs, I'm not sure how much those will be. Just if he could have time to pay.
The fine was $25, by the way.
Ms. Davis, anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, very well. Bail's going to take you down to the clerk's office. Good luck to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Really, nothing we can do about that one.
No,
It is what it is.
Guys, court is done. What a substantial waste of time for courts overall for that kind of thing. Unless, again, it's all about him losing his job. I can kind of sort of understand this. I just back this up a minute because there is something huge there. This is a live cam in Myrtle Beach. We're back about a minute.
Yeah,
Look
that's
right in
big.
there.
I don't know what that is. A giant.
I'm
pillar
kind of
from a
guessing it's a
pier?
piece of the pier, yeah, up that way. That's the only thing that I can think of. But if you watch pretty close right here, that is
To be able to see it that clearly from this
Yeah.
distance, it has to be massive. You're talking
it's
30, 40 foot long piece of wood.
big
Because we
ass-
see people, they're like
Look
this.
at those. Damn.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's those are some big damn waves. You got to think about how high up we are and how is that a person standing right there? I hope not.
Let's hope. I mean, look how small that car is. That piece of that car that just pulled away is half the size of that piece of wood. So,
And the other thing is too, look at these waves right here. Those are some of the biggest waves I think I've ever seen, even with living there for 10 plus years.
oh, these are really big for this area.
Massive storm surge, man. Damn.
Those
Anyway.
have to like right there. You see that one cresting back there. It doesn't look that impressive from right here, but you're talking.
Well,
like,
yeah, we're fat
Yeah.
girl MySpace pose. You know,
those
top
are like 12 footers easy.
gotta be deadliest catch style. Griggsy, yeah, you know what? Because Judge Stansbury just said something about his record probably being okay. See, I think that maybe everybody left that alone and not didn't bring that up. I don't know.
Or there was nothing to bring up. The whole point of him being from the state of Illinois seems to be. I know I saw Vinny jokingly say that if it's whatever the strictest is any state has, they have it there. So it could be any kind of traffic infraction makes you lose your job. He might not lose his CDLs, but depending on who he works for, the contract he had to sign to go to work for them, that definitely will weigh heavy on that. Is Creed froze? I'm gonna say yeah, he is. Speaking of being froze, make sure you're back here for. We got a chase. Won't be any Florida Friday today. We're letting Florida take a rest, kick back, lay on their heels a little bit. There you are.
Welcome back.
But we're going to watch a chase that we missed the other night. It was a pretty long chase. Had a lot of different moving parts. Most recent one from LA. So we're going to pop that on, watch that hang out, as well as do a members only at 6 p.m. Eastern. We hope to see everybody there. We got all kinds of videos and things. Creed mentioned something about. Did you see something about
Biscuit?
Okay, Biscuit.
Great.
These biscuits.
Just think Biscuit. Now we'll have some fun. Yeah, a little hurricane party tonight. Boy, look at it is.
You see it come over? See it
Yeah.
come over right there?
Yeah, that's where.
Oh, that's
really-
not good. See, it's coming through everywhere. Over those are the top of the dunes.
Yeah.
Now it's going to make a channel. And it's going to go right up to the
Mhm.
back of all these hotels and stuff.
Yeah, man,
That's coming
it's
right
good.
over.
Mayor, hallelujah! I say, I'd add you to the bottom on the monetary monorail.
You'll be the caboose forever, as far as I'm
Hey,
concerned.
I can't really say too much about that one. The lights kind of just did a little. So that might have been.
It is pouring so loud outside. I can hear it over the headphones and everything else we're doing. So
It's funny because ours isn't the rain necessarily yet. It's the wind and the gusts, and then I keep hearing stuff falling on the roof. It's always
up on the roof.
Myrtle Beach might take on a little more damage than everybody expected. I can tell you right now, living there for as long as I did, it was very rare to not have these huge setups where they basically take sand from way out and they blow it back onto the beach with the
Mhm.
free thing over and over again because Myrtle Beach's beach sucks. It's very
Look at that coming over the top,
that is
right on to the hotel.
I can tell you this right now. It will not take much more to get into those hotels at this point when you're
And-
looking at that. Because
And those are all man-made dunes, so that means
yeah.
they're going to be gone. Those man-made ones are terrible.
That will not be much to take out. Now, if you look north,
further down there.
I'm trying to figure out. I think that is. Remember where they said this camera was exactly. It doesn't even say what one it is. Anyways, yeah. Look, this is what you're talking about right here.
Mhm.
So as soon as that happens and that starts drawing out, every single time it goes, is there something big right here?
Yeah, look out to Washington. Yeah, something right here too. But look up and down that man-made dune. You can see where it's making these little channels.
I'm wondering if this is where the water park is, and this is a holiday. If that is, because there's a lot of those areas where the wash comes out through.
See, here it comes.
Waves are now
Right on.
breaking over the dunes.
Mm-hmm. See all that water coming in,
Yeah.
and pretty soon it'll be into those swimming pools.
That's a
They're gonna
foot,
be-
maybe 2 feet above, right there.
Yeah.
That is not. That is about the height of the dunes, if that. So if that keeps going, if they technically these could be breaking in that area. Look at this right here. That's going to break over the. I wonder where they are at on tide wise right now.
That's a good question.
I'm going to look real quick.
Splish splash! I was taking a bath. All about the
Tide
Saturday night
forecast. Today's tide times. Next high tide in Myrtle at 11:40 p.m. Low tide 5:45 p.m. Low tide 5:45.
They better hope it's moved further before that high tide comes in, because otherwise, oh boy.
This is a great camera here. All right, guys, court is done. We'll see you 4:05 for We Got a Chase.
That's right. If you haven't already liked this video, please take a second. Do so. We appreciate it. If you're safe, give everybody a hug. Have yourself a drink, even though it's 2:30. I mean, but that doesn't mean anything, right, Rick?
Isn't happy hour anytime?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Rick was enjoying a beer with us, which I love that. Always good sharing with Rick. Guys, thank you for the support down there. I'm gonna go through. I'll read everybody's names real quick before we go. Says, thank you for your support. It's coming around.
I'll put on some thank you music.
Dave ×3. Thank you. Taco, Carol, Bigfoot. Again, Dave ×3. Bigfoot. Barbara Chad. Woodwood. Kristen. Thank you guys so much. Okay.
Until next time, peace out, Boy Scout. Oh shit! I forgot
What'd you forget?
that you don't have any sound effects.
Yeah, no, not for this stream, anyways.
You'll have it for the next one.
Cocaine down to the ground. Cocaine.
Chili in the crock pot.